15 Things You Forgot About Stan Lee's Stripperella, Part 2.
If you are brand new to our channel, we invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Just click on the lit red button as well as the gray bell. Why the bell? Well, it will let you know every time we post a new video.
9. It had some famous voice actors. The show had more than a few famous voice actors participate in its short time on the air. The two most famous were probably Jon Cryer, who was known for appearing in a bunch of teen movies, in particular Pretty in Pink, and then for being Charlie Sheen's foil in 2.5 Men. Another famous actor that appeared was Mark Hamill, who you know better as Luke Skywalker, of course. I never really understood the whole appeal of hiring famous actors to do voiceover work. I mean, I know why they do it, because that is what makes a certain group of people watch the show. And hey, Mark Hamill has rent to pay too, so more power to him. But do we really care all that much who is doing the voices on cartoons? 10. It was seen around the world. Stripperella may not have been all that successful, but it was international. Even though it was not around long, for a while it was shown all over the world, and I do mean that in the literal sense. It could be seen in Australia, the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, Latin America and in Brazil as well as many other countries. This goes to show you what name value means to a show. Do you think, if Stan Lee and Pamela Anderson were not involved with this, that it would have been seen everywhere all over the world? I think not, as those two are major league all the way. There is no doubt that when it came out, a lot of hype was surrounding it. Why else would it have been shown in so many countries? 11. SpikeTV. Stripperella was picked up by SpikeTV and aired in the spring of 2003. As was previously mentioned, it lasted only one season with just 13 episodes. It was described by those associated with the show as not being raunchy, but there were a lot of fairly sexual jokes, and some topless nudity which SpikeTV blurred out. SpikeTV is known for putting some shows on TV that push the envelope a bit, and this show is no exception. At the time, SpikeTV was trying to change things up with more adult programming of a certain type. They had other original animated series like This Justin and Gary the Rat, and were running reruns like Baywatch, VIP and the A-Team, and shows like The 100 Most Irresistible Women. 12. Her Brother Is Chipperella. She has a brother on the show named Stripperella who is played by Jon Cryer. He also is a stripper who is a superhero. I have to tell you that this is not nearly as hot thinking about a guy doing this as it is thinking about a woman. In fact, I don't even like thinking about it at all. The writers of the show seem to think the same thing, as he doesn't appear much at all, but rather mostly in a flashback. He goes by Chip, which pretty much makes sense, because who would possibly go by the name Stripperella? This whole male stripper and superhero named Stripperella thing is maybe a bit of a tip-off as to why this show did not last for that long, but hey, I am in favor of anything that gives Jon Cryer some more work. 13. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson is still incredibly famous, and at one point was thought of as one of the hottest, if not the absolute hottest, women in the world. She is famous for many things, including being a Playboy Playmate of the Month, and being the star of Baywatch. At one point, pretty much every high school boy in America had a poster of her on his bedroom wall. So like I said, Pamela Anderson was famous for many things, but one thing she is not famous for was Stripperella. It doesn't make a lot of sense anyway. No offense to Pamela, but what good is she really, if you can't see what she looks like? It is not that people tune in to hear her voice. Using Pamela Anderson as a voice actress totally misses the entire point of pretty much everything. 14. Stan Lee. As previously mentioned, Stripperella was created by Stan Lee, and if you are into comics in any way, shape or form, Stan Lee is the absolute man. He is probably the most influential person that ever worked in the comics industry, and was long the president and chairman of Marvel Comics. So needless to say, if Stan Lee wants to get something done, then it pretty much gets done, even if it is a cartoon about a stripper who is a superhero. There are only a few things that Stan Lee has ever done that has died a quick death, and Stripperella is one of them. I am sure that if you mention this show to Stan Lee now, he will just pretend that he does not know what you are talking about. But hey, he is well into his 90s now, so he can get away with that. 15. She had superpowers. http://pre07.deviantart.net. So she is a superhero, right? Then she must have some superpowers. Oh yeah, she does. Some of her powers include enhanced reflexes, okay, that does not sound all that impressive, and senses, intelligence, superhuman strength, she can jump really high, and she is an expert in martial arts. I know that does not sound all that impressive, but hey, she is a stripper, what more do you really want? She also says she is impervious to different extreme weather conditions, and has a bunch of cool gadgets she can use. Oh yeah, and she can use her hair as a parachute. Okay, so she does not sound all that tough, but hey, have you checked out her pole dancing? You can overlook a lot of things, as long as there is a good pole dance on the way.